What's up guys, this is my very first YouTube video and I'm excited to share my thoughts on the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. Based on the recent Rebirth trailer and recently released character information, Zack is indeed alive. This is no longer up for debate. Zack is clearly going to play a major role in the remake project. However, I'm not entirely convinced Sephiroth is aware of Zack's existence. I believe that Zack is an anomaly, an unintended side effect to Sephiroth's plan. And I think this is a major oversight which will ultimately lead to Sephiroth's plan failing. We still don't truly know what's going on with these timelines, but what appears to be the case is Zack survived in the original timeline, or at the very least, we have two brand new timelines. I personally think Zack is in the original timeline though. The party, however, has been moved to a brand new timeline. As we know, Cloud makes it to Midgar in the original Final Fantasy VII and even states that it felt like something was pulling him there. It can be assumed this was Jenova. Cloud was in a terrible state from the Mako poisoning. Once he reaches Midgar, Tifa helped him snap out of it. Because of the split in timelines though, this is no longer the case. Zack is the one who brings him to Midgar, and Tifa is no longer present to help him snap out of this state. I don't believe Sephiroth intended for Zack to be there to help him to Midgar. I think Sephiroth intended for Cloud to roam aimlessly, eventually coming to the Northern Crater. In Rebirth, Zack will at some point lose track of Cloud, and Cloud will eventually end up at the Northern Crater as we see in the trailer. And while the story of Rebirth unfolds, I think Cloud will continue to have these flashes of what's really happening in the other timeline. The timeline where Zack is. I want to talk about this quote. What is fact and what is fiction? A lot of what we've seen so far can easily be explained as Sephiroth mind games. However, I think there is more to this. I think the original timeline with Zack is fact, and everything we experience in Rebirth is fiction. Now let me be clear. I do not think this is a case of the cliche "it was all a dream" trope. Let me explain further. Let's talk about the feathers. We see the feathers several times in the trailers we've seen so far. The black feather and the white feather. The black feather is also present in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think the black feather represents deception and Sephiroth, while the white feather may symbolize truth and hope, Zack being the hope. Each time the black feather appears, it transitions to the new timeline with Cloud and company. The party is in pursuit of Sephiroth, however, just like in the original, we know this is not actually Sephiroth they are chasing. I think the party is being led down a false path and potentially a false world, all while being completely unaware. Jenova is pulling them away from the true timeline. I think it's very plausible the entire world of Rebirth is a false world created by Sephiroth and or Jenova, born from the memories of the Lifestream. In the beginning of the second trailer, we see the entire party is knocked out. I don't think they are dead, but I do think they may be close to death or in a coma-like state. This could potentially bring their collective consciousness closer to the Lifestream, and thus allowing them to travel to this false world. Cloud is the only one absent from this scene. However, we already know he is in a terrible, almost unconscious-like state. Now, I don't think this is necessarily a case of two timelines, but rather a case of a corrupted Lifestream. The Lifestream is the essence of the planet, a churning river of memories. As they come together and drift apart, a story is given shape, an unprecedented tale, another possibility. This quote is directly from the opening scene of Ever Crisis. This isn't new information, but it's important to be reminded what the Lifestream is. The Lifestream is the essence of the planet. Singular. Planet. This isn't a case of two worlds or two planets or even two timelines. a churning river of memories. The world we see in Rebirth is born from memories in the Lifestream created by Genova and or Sephiroth. As they come together and drift apart, a story is given shape. The Lifestream drifting apart gives the illusion of two worlds, and thus a new story is given shape. The reunion Sephiroth speaks of is the joining of worlds, or in other words, the Lifestream coming together. I think Sephiroth's plan is to deceive the party into protecting and saving the false world born of memories, all while accomplishing his plan in Zack's world, the true world. And as we know, Cloud and company aren't there to stop him, but Zack is. Now, Sephiroth's plan is still entirely unknown, but I think it's very possible Sephiroth needs a vessel in the original world. And it's possible this vessel is Mako Poison Cloud. We see a flash of Cloud as a mindless clone in the Whirlwind Maze. This is where Zack comes into play. I think it's a strong possibility Zack teams up with Biggs and others, and we will possibly get Laguna-like playstyle from Final Fantasy VIII. Now how Zack will stop Sephiroth's plan is entirely unknown. We still have a third game to play through, so I don't think Zack will stop his plan in Rebirth, and Sephiroth may even be somewhat successful to end it on a cliffhanger. But until we get our hands on this game, I'm not entirely convinced Sephiroth is aware Zack is alive and well. Let me know your thoughts and theories in the comment section. Please feel free to leave me constructive feedback, as this is my very first YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to creating more content in the future.